Hello grade 12. So today we're busy with isometric drawings and we're on page 5-3 in the HSE workbook. Okay, so the question is of what they give us is a top view and the front view, and then also a cutting plane. Okay, and then the starting point A. Okay, and what is also important is to go and look where the A is on our drawing. So there's A and there is A. Okay, but what I see now is that A is actually at the wrong corner, because if we take A, what is to, because this is now in third angle projection, so this is our top and this is to our front. So it means that what is on our left side, on our right side, will be on the right. So to the right of A, on this side from A, it should be 152. So it means from my right, from A, it should be 152 this way. Okay? If we look at this drawing. And then to the left of A. So if I take A like this and I go and place it like this, it means to the left side it should be 52. Okay, but we can see that there's not enough space over here. So it means that this position of A, which they give us, is wrong. Okay, and the thing is, if we go and we turn this around like this, we won't be able to see the hatching of this section. Okay, so if we just take the A and we put it over here, just move the A to this corner, it means that if I take my eraser like this, it means if this is A and I go and place it like that, and this is my section that needs to be cut like that, I will see the hatching and everything, and that is where you get your marks. So if I took it like this, this is where the section is, A is over there, and I go and turn it around like this and make that still point A, then you see we won't be able to see the section. Okay, so we have to go and work with the mistake. So yes, so A is going to be over here. That's our new A. Okay, so that is wrong. Okay, it doesn't make sense that A should be there. And then, okay, so the drawing is also in third angle and in scale 1:1. Okay, so from here, I'm just going to start with construction, and I'm going to draw my 30 degrees lines and just measure 152. Okay, so that is, and then the height we can see over here, that total height is 37. So I'm just gonna measure a block. Okay. And then on this side it should be 52 if we look at our top view. Okay, so it's not always, I don't always draw a block for my drawings, but for this one everything seems to fit into a nice block. So I hope you guys can see with the sun going. Okay, yeah, so for, I'm just gonna move a little bit. Yes, I think this is better. Okay, so just keep in mind that A is now in this corner, so it means that it will be, yeah, you will cut through your circle. Okay. So here at the bottom, that part is 26. So, and this is at the end over here. So I'm going to measure 26. And then I'm also just going to draw like a line up. So that is that part. Okay. And just for reference to get this point and that point, so I'm just going to draw a construction line. Just true. Like that. So I have that. Okay, so we can see at the top if we get the center. So let's just get the center. So it will be 26 to each side. Okay. And then I'm also just remember, if there's a center line, you should also show your center lines. You get marks for that in isometric drawings. Okay, so there's my center line. Okay, I can see this one is this corner over here. Okay, so I'm gonna work with that now. Okay, and then this is the center of the 17. Okay, so this is on the top that I'm working with now. Okay, and it's 11. Okay, from the center we can measure 15 to the end and up to this end, and 15 to that end because it's in the half of halfway through the 10, so it means it's 5 on each side. So just measure 15 to both sides. Okay, so that we will also be able to see, and it's not cut, so we can go and draw that dark and connect that part. Okay, there's no solid line that's going through. This thickness is 12, so from here I'm just going to measure 12 down and over here as well. Okay, and then also just connect it. Okay, so just remember that it's both of them are underneath each other. If we look at the front view, these two is so from here you can also just go and draw a construction line, and then from this corner as well to know from where to measure 12 up again. So no, it's 13 up, sorry. The bottom one, it's 13 up. So from this corner, just measure 13 millimeters upwards. And then from this one as well, 13. And then you can go and connect. Okay, and then take it 30 degrees to this side. Okay, so that part is finished. We can also go and draw that darker. Okay, so we finished that part. Okay, which is now this side and this side and that line. Okay. Then the total distance, let's just see. Okay, so it's 15 millimeters till there. Okay, so for this part, let's measure 15. So I'm just gonna measure 15 down this line, and then draw a line 30 degrees. Okay, like that. And connect that one and this one. Okay, so for this part, okay, so we have to get this inside over here. Okay, and to get that, there is degrees over there, so it means that we have to go and draw an auxiliary view, okay, to get this. So what I know is that this is in line with the 12. We can see that that is in line, okay. So it means that I'm gonna measure I'm gonna just measure a block with 15 anywhere on my page, and then take it 60 degrees this way, okay, like that, and then also just measure 12 down, like that, and then just close that. So that is my auxiliary view, okay. And the reason why I'm drawing that is to get the measurement, because we don't have this measurement from here to there, we don't have that, and that is what we want, because they don't give that measurement to us, okay. So that's why this is very important, and you actually get marks for that as well in the papers. I'm just going to move a little bit over the sun, sorry. Okay, and yeah, so now we can use our auxiliary view, and also let's just go and draw 12 millimeters down from here. You can also just work from this point over there, because that was also 12. Okay, so that is now the same block that we have here that we've drawn, okay, and we want to go and measure what is the measurement of that part. Okay, so I get like 7. Okay, you can be out with a millimeter, that's fine. So just measure 7 inwards like this. It's going inwards, and then connect it like that. So there is that part of that line. Okay, so we have drawn this part now as well. Okay, so we have to go and draw it straight through to the other side as well, like this. And remember that this is also 52, so just measure 52, and then you know where it stops, so you don't have to go and do it again on the other side. So just by doing that, I have that part. Okay, so there is the part that's going in. Okay, so we have that one as well. We have that. Okay, so they say it's 70 from here to there. Okay, so we still have to work from, not from this corner, because they show us the 17 is from the 15. Okay, so I'm going to work with the top view, this top line, and still from this corner just measure 70. So that's 70. Okay, and I'm just going to draw just a construction line for myself like this, and then also one from here. Okay, but now we can see it's the same on the other side. So we can see that this part is more than 17 up here in the middle, that part. Okay, so again on this side, it's the same construction of the auxiliary view that we did. So again, just measure from 70, so from this corner, 7 millimeters to your right. And I'm going to darken this line. So this is the inside, that long line. And then this is your, it's going up again to this corner, like that. And that is the top. Okay, and we can also go and just draw a line from here, from this corner. I see I shouldn't have drawn it so dark because we're cutting it. Okay, so I forgot about that. Okay, so let's go get the middle. So it's going to be 35 in the center. Okay, so I'm just going to draw, remember to draw your center lines because that is where you get marks. Remember, this is not the center for the top, but on this plane over here, the bottom one. Okay, and then I'm also just going to, so this is also 12. So I'm just going to measure 12 down. Also draw this line. And it's going from the 15, yeah, so okay, again I forgot it, this should be light. Sorry, excuse the sun. Okay, hopefully will be better over here. Okay, so I'm just gonna make a center, draw a center line over here, so that we know that that is where it's going to cut. Okay, so we can go and darken this part. From here to there. And that is in the bottom part. Okay, like that. Okay, then the center as well for this. Remember that this is not the center, it's the top. So I'm just going to measure and get the center for the one over here on this center line. So it's going to be 26 again. So that is actually the center. Okay, so it means that is where it's cutting on this plane. So it's going to cut like there and over here. Okay, and then let's see, there's 2 holes. Okay, if we look over there, and they show us that it is 10 from the top. So if we measure from the top line, so it's 10 from here, and then 6. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure 10 from here, like that. So that is where that part will start. Okay, and then it's 6. So just measure 6. And then it's 14, so from there measure 14. Okay, so I'm just gonna draw construction lines over there like that. Okay, and then it's 10 and 10, so it's 30 in total. Okay, we already have the center line. So I'm just going to work with the center line over here, the middle, and measure. So this part is 10, so 5 to each side. Okay, then it's 30 degrees this way, and then it's 10 again, so it's 30 in total. And then 30 this way. Okay. Okay, so now this hole is also 12 millimeters down, so I'm just going to measure from each corner 12 downwards. Okay, and then it's going to be 30 degrees to this side. And over there. Okay, so there is that hole. Okay, we did the first one, and then on this side, so we're also just going to see half of it. No, because that is, we're cutting through the other part of the hole. So I'm just going to draw a line like that for construction. And this is the center. Again, that part we're going to cut through. Okay, so this, we can go and measure this part. Okay, so it means, or just measure from here. I'm going to just do the same on this side as well. Okay, so it's going to be again 10 from the 17, eh? So I'm working with this line, so it's 10, 6, 14. Okay, and that is my lines. So I'm just going to work from here to 14 and that part, and then this one, it looks like I won't be able to see that, so this is the part of the hole that we will be able to see. So there's not going to be a line over there, but we're going to measure 12 from this corner. Same over here, 12 down. Okay, and from here. Okay, and then where it's in the middle also, because it's cutting in the middle, so 12 there in the middle as well. So we're going to cut through a solid piece over there, so that's going to be hatched. Okay, so I'm gonna put that solid piece like this. That part is going to be hatched, and then we can go and connect this part. And this part over here. Okay, and then that is the inside of the hole, and then I'm just going to connect that. So we're not cutting through the hole, so that's not going to be hatched. Okay, but the thing is that I forgot is that we're cutting also through here. So this part, I forgot that this should be, okay, erased. Okay, so we're cutting this whole piece, okay, away, and then we still have to do the circle. Okay, but this part is now 6 millimeter. So from here, okay, so that is where that is stopping. And that part. Okay, and then it's going through to there. So I'm just going to draw a line over there, and this is where that skew line was. Okay, so I just want to show this is the corner of that skew line. It's very important that you still do that, because now we have to go and measure the center for that. Okay, and the center is also the half of 52, so it's going to be 26. So it means that this is going to go like this. Okay. And this is 15 at the top. Okay. At the top, and then it's going to be, I'm drawing that part now where it's cut in the middle, so I'm drawing over there, so it's 15, and then it's going down again 12. So from here, from the center, I'm drawing 12 millimeters down. Okay, and then we have that part. Okay, and then I'm just gonna go and just draw this till it touch this line. Okay, so like that. Okay, so the other thing is we still have to, should show the thickness over here at the bottom as well. So I'm just also gonna just draw a construction line like that, and then we also have to go and draw the circle. So this is where that where the hole started. Okay, and then this is where the circle is gonna be. Okay, so we have to go and draw half of the circle. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is from this block over here, I'm gonna measure, because the circle is starting at 12 millimeters down. So from here, I'm gonna measure 12 millimeters down. Okay. And then also the circle's thickness is also 12. So then I know to where I should draw my lines. Okay, and then half of it is 26, so also just measure 26 and up. Okay, so now I can just go and then I know where this line should stop. Okay, so that is where the circle starts, and the same over here. So you don't have to go and construct a full circle if we cut through it. Okay, but it is important for this part to get this construction, to know where it should go over there. Okay, and then let's see, this is also going straight through at the end, so I still have to show that. I see I didn't show that at the end. Okay, so from here there should also be a line down here, and that is also 15, so that was also 15. Okay, like that. So I forgot about that part as well, and then this line should not be there. Okay, and then we have to just construct this quarter of a circle. Okay, so we know that the circle is 26, so it means we have to go and draw a block that's 26. Okay, so let's just make sure that this is 26 as well. It should be from there. I think mine's just a little off with the millimeter, but that's okay. And okay, so from there, 26. Okay, so I just measured, so it's going to be 2 blocks for the circle, so 26 and 26. So from that mark, draw a line straight to the center. So you measure 52 that way, 52, and then a construction line from there to the center, okay? And then this is also now 52, so from this corner to that corner, then you get that center, okay? Okay, and then I'm just gonna put my compass on that center point. Just want to make sure that everything is working correct. I should go and sharpen my compass. Ooh, what the pattern. Okay, let's just see. Okay, and then for this part, also just draw the straight line from where it touches the circle down, and then measure 12 millimeters because this is the thickness, also to get your new center for the construction. The 12 millimeters, so that is where I'm going to put my compass now, and then draw this part. Okay, so then I have finished that part of the circle, and then just remember to go and show this is where your circle, that's the construction. Okay, till there. Then we have to go and do this inside over here. Okay, and then we have to do all the hatching. Okay, so remember your hatching is 45 degrees. Okay, just the pieces that you cut through that is solid. So if we look here, we're cutting through the circle, that is a solid piece, that is a solid piece, this is a solid piece, ball, except for the holes. Okay, so I'm gonna let's just see which one is better to go. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna take 45 and just hatch, and remember it's a mechanical hatching, so Okay, and remember it should be in 2 different angles. Okay, or not angles but directions. Okay, then lastly, just make sure that you have all your center lines in. Okay, we have the top one, we have that, and then we're finished. Okay, so you can just go and darken everything.